What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Electroneum, or ETN. Just to kind of start off, this might be a long video, so I'm going to basically link to different chapters in the video in the description below. So if you want to jump straight to being able to mine Electroneum, or any miner for that matter using the CPU, I'll have a link to that along with the GPU, which I'll also have a link for. Heads up, my GPU is not the greatest. I spent 30 bucks on it. I know, fell as a nerd. It's not going to work with a GPU miner. I can walk you through on setting it up. This is mainly going to be for those lower end users who want to use their CPU. Maybe some of you GPU users can make out, if you got a higher end GPU, then you should be able to figure out from me going through the steps on how to do it. Basically, we're going to talk about why in this first little section I chose Electroneum. And the reason behind that is because of a few reasons. Mainly because Bitcoin on lower end computers, it doesn't really work for us, because it's a higher difficulty, because those people out there using ASICs or application specific integrated circuits, they're able to process like 7 million mega hashes a second. You may not understand what that is, but let's put it this way. My CPU can only do 60 and my GPU can only do like 40. So this is hash, not mega hash. The mega hash is like 1,000 hash, I guess. Regardless, 7 million is a large number, and with that many people using those kind of systems on Bitcoin, it's hard with us to compete because of the higher power that's behind it, because Bitcoin does automatically adjust the difficulty for the pull based on the mega hash that's in it. So it really does just make it impossible for even a high-end user to make any profit. I mean, not everyone's migrated to other coin because there isn't that much money involved to mine using their ASICs. And if they spend all this money on them, they really don't want to use that resource to mine something that's less, because ETN right now at this video is only 9 cents. So it's not really worth their time. And you may be asking, how is it worth mine? Because, I mean, if you look at mine, there's actually, let me pull it up here. There's a hash calculator on one of the pulls, which, I believe it's right here. Yes, so we'll pull this up and I'll explain a little bit more. I don't know why I opened 2 new tabs. So, let's see. I believe it's right here. So at the bottom over here, which I'll link this in the description as well, you'll see enter your hash rate. Now mine's 60, right? So you'll see that's about 31 cents a day at most. So why would you want to use your power with only earning 31 cents? Because surely you're going to use more power. And the answer is yes. I go through about $20 a month in power, and I'm only making about 90 ETN. So, I mean, if you do the math here, 90 times 0.13. Oh, it's gone up actually. So that's $11. So my power's 20. I'm losing about $9. So you may be asking, why would I want to mine this currency? And the reason why is because of an investment. You could go out and buy an expensive rig. Let's say you wanted to mine something like Vertcoin, which is $8 a coin. On a rig I set up for a buddy, he was pulling in pretty high hash rating, and he was getting about like 2 coins a day. So he was making about $16 a day, and he spent $600 on that graphics card. So well, it was like 500. Yeah. Anyway, so you're wondering why not just spend the extra money, and it's because probably later down the road you're going to need to upgrade. You're going to waste more money. I mean, you're still going to make profit more than likely, but it's not going to be enough to keep up with the pace of the growing cryptocurrency out there. And I mean, there's over 1,000 coins, so you don't have to do ETN. You can really pick any cryptocurrency that you want to use. It's all about what you believe in. And the way that Electroneum is pretty much marketed their cryptocurrency, it's been a good, I'd say they have a pretty good marketing team. I mean, they kind of did some false advertising with their mobile miner in the app, but the actual app is sleek. It's more modern. than some of the other cryptocurrency apps that I've seen out there. So in a way that it is kind of sly for them to do the miner on the mobile, as like, I mean, you make currency, you make the ETN, but it doesn't actually do anything. And people have noticed, because if it was actually mining, you would be going, your phone would die in like a matter of 2 hours. So like I was saying, investment, that's the main reason that you would want to do it, because I already regret, and I'm sure you regret, because you're jumping in on this cryptocurrency train long after it's been invented. Like when it first came out, I thought about buying like 100 of the Bitcoins, and you know, look at it, what it is now. That would have been like, what, $170,000 I would have made if I waited 5 years. So I'm not making that mistake again. Pretty much any cryptocurrency I can get my hands on and I can mine, I'm gonna mine that and at least get 10 to 20 of each coin. And you know, maybe a year, 2, 3 years, if it ever goes up, then you know that I've done that. I mean, why would I want to spend all this money in something that may go down later? So with mining, there's less risk involved in that. Yes, you could spend the $600, but then that's an upfront investment, whereas my electricity is $240 spread out over 12 months. So it's more of a, I don't want to dish out money for this if I don't know for sure it's going to work. So this is a good way for you to try it out. So CPU mining is going to be pretty easy. It's got a nice interface, and it's going to get you started in what you want to do. Now, as far as like power usage to see how much you're going to run, the best thing you're going to want to use is, you can get them on eBay. They're called Kilowatt, and it's kill-a-watt. I'll link that in the description as well. But they actually tell you how much power you consume as far as kilowattage, and then you just go online and you find out how much centage that you have to pay per kilowatt in your state, and you can calculate your exact amount that you're going to be paying per month based on that little adapter that you buy that plugs into your outlet. Now there's other ways, like let's see, you can do it's a power supply calculator. Oops, can't spell .net. And this is just, you know, you type in your information, it's going to tell you exactly how much you use, but you can also do it through a cryptocurrency mining cost calculator, which I'll link these to. But basically you type in your hash power and how much it's pretty much going to tell you how much profit you make per month. So something with like 4730 gigahertz, which you're pretty much going to go by either kilo or mega hash, and you're pretty much going to go by hash or kilohash, because mega hash is like ASICs. So right now I'm at hash, and it's like 60, and my max wattage is 600, and my cost is like 0.06 cents. So I'm using 25, or I'm minus 25.92. So it's about 25 bucks a month, but I'm not using the full max power here. That's why I need to get the little adapter, but I'll get around to that eventually as far as calculating it. And then, you know, another reason too is because this is the first British cryptocurrency that's come out, and I feel like, you know, everyone from that area is going to start buying this currency. I mean, it's already spiked. I do buy and sell some, but I don't have a lot of money to invest into it. So I spent like $100, and then it ended up going from 5 cents to 12 cents here like a week ago, and I sold it all and made like, you know, double my profits. So I mean, there's money in it in trading too, but my point in this is to pretty much hodl it, pretty much to just keep it for as long as possible until I see it start going up, because Vertcoin was pretty low and I saw it go up. And while I did mine a little bit of it, I only have like 5 coins. So it's, you know, it's not that much, but who knows? I mean, it could hit the way Bitcoin did, and it could skyrocket to 1,000. Let's look at it this way. Let's say you start mining and you have a lower end computer like me. You're going to do 3 a day times 30, or let's do it this way. Let's say 365 days for the year. So that's 1,095. And then let's say that went from, you know, 7 cents to $100 and, I don't know, 88 cents. So that's $110,000 you made in that year. So that's a lot of money for you to potentially put in just a little amount, something you probably won't even notice on your electric bill, to be honest. And if you have an apartment that covers your electric, why aren't you doing this to begin with? Because it's free. So this is just some useful information there as far as getting that set up. And then, you know, if you have a higher end GPU, or you maybe have a decent one that's definitely going to give you a better hash rating than what your computer is going to do, then definitely use it. I'll show you both ways. So this is going to be pretty much how you set that up. The first step you're going to want to do is download, it's called Sumo Easy Miner, which I'll put a link to that. But you just download it. I don't know if it supports Linux or Mac. I don't know which one of these this is for, but it's there. If not, you can find alternatives online. But this is the easiest one for CPU mining because it has a GUI. Now you'll just want to download it, install it. Now your actual computer may say that it's a virus. It's not. Just note that, you know, cryptocurrencies, there's some people out there who do it for malware, and you may have it on your computer and not know it, that kind of thing. So that's why it usually false sets antiviruses and malware stuff. So another thing too you could look out for is they have JavaScript miners now that are embedded in some websites. So if you don't have this, I don't really support removing ads because I am a website builder, but AdGuard for Chrome does work in detecting those cryptocurrency miners that are built into the browser that you can't see, and it's free on the Google Chrome store. I don't know if it's on any other web browsers, but it is very convenient. It'll block it right then and give you a warning. And you know, it does block ads too, and allows you to choose which ones that you want to actually allow. So that's pretty convenient. So as far as mining, the first step that I would recommend is downloading Speedfan. I'll link it in the description below as well. But this is a really useful monitoring software that tells you how hot your GPU is, how hot your CPU is. It's something that you're going to want. Now, most graphics cards and processors, they're going to have mechanisms in them that tell you, pretty much say, hey, this is too hot, we need to shut down. But just in case, you can have a backup. You know, some don't have that. I've seen it before, and you don't want your computer to melt down or a fire to happen. So this is pretty much what you would use to detect that. You can set up your monitoring so that it's down here in your display as far as your taskbar. You just go to your configure, and you just click one, and you can set like a warning, which would then change the area here to be a fire. So this is just saying, hey, it's getting hot. Now, if you want it to actually shut down, you can actually go over to events, and right here, you'll be able to add different stuff. So for my GPU, you choose from here, you choose whatever you want to monitor or shut down. You'll choose that. Then you'll choose greater than or equal to, my graphics card's able to handle 100 degrees Celsius. And then you'll choose this, which would basically say, if it's hotter for than a second, then you'll need to execute this command, which is shutdown.exe, and then /s/f. So that's going to shut your computer down if it reaches this temperature for longer than a second, and you can't adjust that. And then, of course, if you want to monitor other stuff in your system tray, you just come down here to whichever core you want to do, or graphics card, and choose show and tray. So that's a quick rundown of that program. Now, as far as the Easy Miner, you just want to open it up. It's going to pull everything up. I already have mine typed in, but it's really easy. You just click Add Pull, and then this over here is going to pop up. You want to leave it for ETN as Crypto Night, which your pull name is just going to be your currency that you want to mine. So mine's going to be ETN. You can add whatever you want if you want to mine different ones. So if you want to mine Monero, it uses the same hashing algorithm as ETN. They're basically the same thing. And then you'll want to get your pull, which you'll just come to this website that I'll link you to as well. And you're going to go to connection and ETN. So this is going to be your pull connection URL. You're going to copy this if you're a low mid-range CPU, or if you're a higher end CPU, you want to copy this. So I'm a lower end, so I'm going to choose this one. and you're just going to paste it in. You know, all this is going to be empty, of course. And then your wallet address, you're going to go onto Electroneum, and you're going to make an account. It's going to ask for your email, your phone number, and it's going to ask you to make a PIN number. Once you get into your account and you verify all that information, then it'll be down at the bottom right. It'll say your address. So how it's going to work, or however most everyone does it, some of them do it into, I forgot what it was, Easy Hash, I believe. Oh no, this is Easy Hash. We'll get to that point in a second, but basically they'll mine it into their trading website. So you can pretty much mine it straight into there, and then you can trade it for different cryptocurrencies. I forget what it's called. It's in one of these, but we'll get to it. Anyway, you'll get your wallet address. It'll mine directly into there, and then you can choose to make an offline wallet, which you'll want to do on an offline computer. And then you'll transfer that money to your offline wallet. You'll print that and then delete it. And then what you have is basically like, you know, US money. It's cash, but it's on a piece of paper with your account number information that you just keep in your wallet, or a safe place if you don't want to lose it. You know, some people make multiple copies and just hide them in different places. But yeah, that offline wallet has never seen the blockchain. So there's no way for anyone to steal that information because it's not actually in the blockchain. Now, I'm sure if someone is more advanced in hacking, it could happen. I know with Bitcoin, it's pretty near impossible. It would take, you know, basically more money and electricity than it would to be to steal the amount of money that they're trying to steal. So, especially if you're a lower end person, if you only have, you know, $100 in there, I don't see anyone spending a lot of time trying to steal your money. But it is available. That's going to be the most secure way, and setting that up, and then you can, you know, send it however you want. They have ways to send it to wherever you want. Then the password you're going to leave blank, unless of course you're doing, you know, bigger mines that you want to do private and share with your friends or anything like that. For those more advanced users, you're just going to click OK, and then you're going to choose the threads, which is basically the number of cores and the priority. If you set it to very high, you're not going to be able to do anything on this computer, so keep that in mind. Idle is, you know, pretty much running in the background, not really disturbing any of your other processes. Normal is what I use. I'm still able to use my computer, and I still get about 60 hash. So if you click start, you'll see over here a nice little graph will pop up, and it'll show you how much hash you have and what your max is, your average, and it'll just pretty much keep flowing there. And it'll tell you how many shares you've gone through and the difficulty of that pull. So that's how you set up the CPU miner. Very easy, very straightforward. Now we're going to get on to the GPU miner. They have a couple different options that you can use for that. So what you can do is you can actually do all of them if your heart so desires, if you have a pretty decent computer, but it's going to put a lot of stress. And if you let's say you want to save $100 on a heater, then your computer is going to be a pretty good heater. So what I would do is I would choose the singular version, which is just depending on your actual processor or your GPU. And for that, you'll just go to stacks. XMR stack. I spelled stack wrong. Yeah, here we go. So you'll go here. This is going to be pretty much the all-in-one. I'll link you to this, but this is going to pretty much do everything. Your CPU, your AMD, your backend. It's going to run all those at once if it detects it. Since I'm AMD, I'm going to use the AMD version, which is, let's see where to go, right here. And you'll just download that. You're going to use this one, and then from there you're going to open it. Wow, okay. Alright, let me re-download this real quick. I don't know what it's doing there. Or actually here, we'll just do this. We'll run it for the all-in-one guy. So, let me re-download it real quick. Actually, I already have it downloaded, so that'll work. We'll just go here and right here. So now when we open it, this is going to be pretty much the exact same for any of your miners as far as the AMD or the NVIDIA, or if you do decide to do all of them, it's going to be the same. For the currency, you're going to type Monero, and that's because ETN that uses the same kind of algorithm. So you pretty much can use this for a lot of different currencies that use the same algorithm. I mean, there's thousands of cryptocurrencies out there. You just look up what it uses and you can know for sure if you can use it. And then here you're going to put the pool address, which I actually have in Sumo Miner, so I'm just going to grab it from there. So let's see. All right, so this is our address. Now, in order to paste this, you can't do Control V and you can't right click. So what you have to do is come up to this menu on the command prompt and right click on it, and then go to edit and paste, and then you do enter. The username is going to be your wallet address, which is this guy right here. The same thing, right click up here and paste. And then you're going to do enter, and the password is going to be blank unless of course your pool has one. So you hit enter. Does this pool support SSL certificates? And this one does not, so you're going to use no. You can find that information out typically through the pool. It'll tell you how to set it up, and it's going to tell you if it does. Now, NiceHash, that's what I was saying earlier, sorry. NiceHash is the one that you can use to pretty much, you can have it directly go into your NiceHash account, and then from there you can trade it off for different currencies. So I'm not going to set that up, but it's relatively easy. If you did want to set it up, you just set up a NiceHash account. Keep in mind that was the one that got hacked and lost millions of dollars for their users, so I don't know if you want to do that for sure. But it did happen. It was a while ago. They apparently upped their security. So if you feel safe doing it now, then that's fine. I know a lot of people that still use it, so it's up to you. But I'm going to say no because I don't use it. Do you have multiple pools? Well, I'm not an advanced user, so I don't have multiple mining rigs, so I'm going to say no. It's going to pop up, and then everything's going to start doing its own thing. So that's how you set that up. I hope that was pretty useful. It's very easy to set up the mining, and then you just pretty much sit back and enjoy your coins. So if you did have any other questions, feel free to drop a comment down in the video. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll check you guys later.